Hello everyone, my name is Air. Welcome to my channel. I'm currently at AR43 and I'm a completely free-to-play player. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on what you should focus on when you reach AR40. Basically a to-do list like the one I did for AR30 plus. So the first tip is what you shouldn't do. The one thing you shouldn't bother doing until you reach world level 6, which is AR45, is don't worry about farming the weapon and talent material. So, I should show you guys this first. So when you go to weapon, you can see that you will see this here. Some of these domain is already unlocked before 45. But some of these are not unlocked until 45, like you see here. So don't bother farming these. The drop still sucks. You'll probably get like 2 of each, and you can barely craft one of these. You will need a lot of resin, and it's not worth it. So let's say here, maybe you guys, oh, okay, so this one, there's a chance to drop gold. I did get 1 gold, and I'm telling you, it's not worth it. The drop here is still really bad. I did hear from a couple of my friends who are already AR47. The drop is much better, and the chance of you getting the gold one is way higher. And now, when I even do this, the chance of getting the purple one is not that often. I usually get these, and I have to craft into these. So I did actually waste maybe 80 resin, and I'm like, you know what, this is not worth it. And then I found out you can't even upgrade it. So when you look at your look at your weapon here, you cannot even upgrade it until you're AR level 50. So what's the point of doing it right now? You're using resin that you're not going to be able to upgrade it anyways. So maybe when you reach 45, when the drop is better, that's when you want to do it. Okay, second thing is that don't do the talent one. I'm going to show you guys why. The talent one is awful. It's actually awful. So we were looking at the talent right here, right? Okay, before 40, you're not going to get the gold one, like never. So you need this gold one. Not just that. When you look at your character's talent, right now mine is max. When it's the normal, well, it's not max, but up to here, you will need the gold one. So this here only drops from Storm Terror. Well, you only do it once a week, and the chance of dropping this is still very low. So you shouldn't even bother with this unless you have this. When you get one of these, you'll be like, okay, maybe now you can consider using my resin and do this. If you don't have this, you can't even do this. There's no point. Even if you have 20 of these, you still need like more of these. I think the second one you need 2, and then now if you look at the other ones as well, you need these as well from the Storm Terror. Every character is different, of course. I can show you guys, for example, here you need something like this, which is also dropped from the Storm Terror. So don't bother with this. I think whatever you have right now before the gold book is good enough. For example, myself here, I don't even have this upgraded yet, but it doesn't make that big of a difference. So with that being said, what should you focus on when you reach level 40? So I would say this is really beneficial, and it's kind of cheap investment. So when it comes to the weapon, like I just showed you cannot ascend it to max level, which is 90, until your AR50. Maybe it's level 100, I'm not sure, but nobody ever gotten there yet. So getting this here is quite cheap investment wise. For example, well, these ones I have at level 80 already, but Kaya here I don't. So you can see here, reaching to level 80 is doable right now, and the investment is quite cheap, and these are stuff that you can farm without resin. These are dropped from the world, mobs, the mini bosses that you can farm anywhere. And this one you do need to get it from the domain, but the drops are quite common. So this is something I would recommend you doing it when you reach AR40. Okay, second tip is that a lot of people shouldn't have enough, I call it the books. I know these are certificates. When you don't have enough of these, at least raise your level cap to 80. That will greatly increase your character stats. You don't have level, like you can see I have no one over level 70, but this already increased a lot of my stats. And this is really important. So when you get an 80, you can also see what you need to raise your cap to 90 material wise. And you can start farming these. This is something you need to farm every day. Pick up your flowers, vegetables, whatever. Yeah, whatever you need. Like these one you need chili. Right now you need this much. I heard that after, or you can search it online maybe. After that you need like double or triple of this. So you might as well do it now, because some of the flour and some of these vegetables, fruits, whatever, some of them you get it 24-hour reset, some are 72 hours reset. So if you can only farm them once every 3 days, might as well start doing it now. Usually you can only get like, some is more common, some of them are less common. You can probably get less than like 10, so it's quite a bit of a grind, including these ones here. Okay, following into that, a lot of people ask me like, oh, maybe I should start farming my artifact. Sure and not sure. It really depends if you're free to play or not. I'm saying if you're free to play, maybe farming the artifacts domain is not the best option. It's not bad, because there's still chances that you will get the gold drop, but I heard that when you get to 45, the gold drop becomes so common, like literally like you get it every single run. So I did it myself. I did some of it myself, that you can see from my equipment bag. The reason why I have some of these here, I don't have a lot, but I have these here because I have been making the guides for those domains. But I never farmed those just to get the gold one. I don't even need them right now. I'm still using most of them at 4 stars, but I did these because I wanted to make the guides for you guys, if you guys have seen those already. So I don't suggest doing any of these unless you feel like, okay, I really need some of these to upgrade my current artifacts. Sure, I think it's worth it, but there's other options you can do that, but I'll go over that later. So if you do want artifacts, I would suggest you might as well do these elite bosses. So elite bosses, they drop a lot of artifacts, and here there's a chance to drop this. So I'm going to go back to the character here. You need a lot of preparation when you get to level 80. When you get to world level 6. Oh, this character is different shot, sorry. Look at how much of these you need. This here alone you need, maybe sometimes it drops 2. I think the most I have gotten is 3 from 1 run, but that's insane amount of resin. So if you're gonna do these, might as well, I mean, if you want artifacts, might as well do these, since you're gonna get this guaranteed, and you probably have more than one electro character like myself here. So do these, and you can, the chance of dropping this is really rare. I don't even have one, but I'm gonna show you guys that you need to be really lucky apparently. So if you are not lucky enough to get that drop, you will need to craft it, and well, right now you can't even craft it. So something you don't even have to worry yet, but I would say that prepare, because you will need 3 of these to craft 1, and you need 6 of these, and these drop are also quite rare. So the more common drop would be these ones right here, these ones into these here. So you need a lot of these as well. So that will give you the artifact. That will give you 6 stars, not 6 stars, 5-star artifacts like I do here. Well, mostly just gladiator and like the common ones here, but still they're good enough to be used, and you really want to look for the perfect stats for your specific character. So when you can use these ones. I have a lot of really bad ones here that I can literally just use them to upgrade. Right now I haven't done it because I don't have enough of the Mora. Then do that. Prepare yourself, because there's a lot of elite bosses, and there's so many of them, and it's 40 resin per run. So prepare those. Okay, as I was saying that you can actually not use resin to farm artifacts. So there's 2 ways to do this. So one way is that someone on YouTube already, well, more than 1%, a lot of people already did it on YouTube. They did a very great job. Some of the places, well, I marked it myself, that you can farm 1 to 3 stars artifact, and some reset every 12 hours, some reset every 24 hours. Usually when you do one run, it gives you more than enough. Well, I personally don't like the 1 to 2 stars. They don't really give you a lot of experience, but I mean, it's free. If you have the spare time, if you want to explore the map, that's where you want to get some of your extra artifacts. Otherwise, I would suggest when you have nothing much to do and you want to explore, make sure you farm these here because they can give you a chance of 3-star and 4-star artifact. For me, right now at AR43, when I was AR41 and 2, I always farm these. I farm these until when I have time. I farm these until there's a cooldown, and I get quite a lot of artifact. The amount of time I spend here, instead of getting those 1 and 2 stars artifact runs from the map, I actually get way more from these, and these give you much more experience. There's a lot of these bosses, so this is something you do want to do whenever you have the chance. And these bosses here will also give you the Ascension material. Okay, next thing is the ore. The ore for a weapon level up, you will run out. We will run out. You need insane amount to level up your character. These here. Look at the amount of EXP that you need to do one level. So these ones here, if you, I assume you guys know. If you guys don't know, these are based off of your chunks. Iron chunk, white iron chunk, and crystal chunk. These are something you need to farm every single day if you have the time, but you won't have enough. Like, you need so much of these, and some people probably do know or probably don't know. Let's say you have a lot of chunks already, a lot of these chunks. There is a limit of how many you can forge per day. A lot of people assume like, oh, I can just farm, you know, I have a lot of chunks, I'm just gonna get as many as I want. No, it limits you per day. I didn't do a count, so you know, they limit you. They don't want you to. I don't know why. Even if you have like 20,000 of these crystal chunks, that they won't let you do it. So if you know that you're not gonna forge any of these weapon yet, or no intention to, use these for the weapon mystic enhancement, or these ore is way more important. Otherwise you can never, you know, it'll take you forever to max out your weapon here. Okay, crystal core here is something you probably want to collect as many as possible now when you have the time. I don't know exactly all the location, but you can probably find it from the server, the Google Genshin map that I have in the description below. These are something, apparently you can use these to form a material of your current, for example, my current resin. Let's say after the update, it's going to increase to 160, but you don't have enough time to play. You can use those crystal core and combine these to make a fragile resin-like material. Something like these, but it's different. So you can use it when you have time to play. Random world quest is something I recommend you to do every single day. You can trigger these random events at the same location. I don't know how it triggers them, but sometimes I go to the same location, it won't trigger. Most of the time it will though. But anyways, these random quests allows you to farm them 10 times per day. 10 times in total. So 10 times you will get these generous reward. If you guys are curious where you can find these random events, you can check it in the Google Genshin map in the description below. Last but not least, ley lines. Mora and the adventure books, you will never have enough. I would say during your AR40 to 45 progression, this should be the main thing you will be farming for. However, if you feel like you have more than enough Mora adventure books and you feel like you don't want to use your resin on the ley line, you can still use the ley line to farm your materials. Take advantage of the ley line because they do drop quite a lot of materials, like you can see in the video. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.